Alright, welcome to the second part of the three-part video series. I hope you did watch the first video. It's around boundaries, and it'd be super helpful if you've done that first so you can make the most of this second video. So if you haven't done so, go back, watch video 1, and I'll see you back in a few. If you have watched it, congratulations, and let's kick off. In this second video, I'm going to talk about self-empowerment. Once we've set those boundaries, once we've really defined like what's mine, what's yours, and how do I control myself, we're left with that moment of how do I actually control myself, I did give you a few tips before about how you can do that, how you can turn things around, but it is like a lifelong journey on how do I want to show up to life, really. In this video, we're going to talk about a couple of techniques that I want to give you to help you manage that energy, all right? And there's really a lot of little things, like look at yourself, analyze or study or listen, whatever word you want to use. Listen to yourself, listen to what you do, watch what you do, watch what makes you happy. This is probably the easiest, simplest way to identify what's important to you, what you really value, and that you want to bring into your life. And then self-care, that's the other bit. That's super important. So how do you self-care? Do you take a long bath once a week? Do you enjoy putting your makeup on? Do you go for a run? Like, how do you treat and recognize yourself? Maybe it's something very small, in the workspace, we tend to sometimes not get enough recognition for some of the work, especially in a role as an assistant. It's like making that magic happen behind the scenes and not really taking the spotlight. But you kind of need to, things are getting tough, and not being seen, it's not an option anymore. You have to show your value. You absolutely have to, for yourself, for the sake of keeping your job, for the sake of your career. How is anyone going to promote you if they don't know what you're doing and how well you're doing it? So find moments of self-praise, like it doesn't have to be coming into the office and shouting out, I'm the superhero here because, I just sorted out all your shit, pardon my French, but you can find moments, of really explaining or laying out this kind of, this is all that had to happen this week and it's all been completed. It can be as simple as that. It's very low key, it's very generous, it's very succinct, it's not going to take anyone's time, but it's going to make it really clear that you're adding value, or even bringing the solution. This was happening, there was a clash in the calendar with X and Y, there was this kind of problems with whatever organization that you were taking care of, and I took care of it, and this is the solution that came out, and it's done, This will help your boss really recognize your work, because unless you share it, they don't know. They just get the final answer. They just get this is done. And it's important that we find moments and we find ways to incorporate this over and over in our day-to-day. And again, going back to your values, if you're someone that is really hardworking, this is your value. I'm hardworking, I'm dedicated, and I like to have things happen flawlessly. This might make you a hard worker, head down, nobody knows what you do. So find ways to share those values a little bit more openly, and it doesn't have to be, oh, I stayed at work until 7, or I'm sending you emails at 11 p.m. now that I'm working from home, just so you know that I'm working really hard, It can just be, I did everything that had to be done, and I did it on time, and here you go, and it's perfect. You don't have to review it 3 times. You don't have to, go back and forth with me. I know what I'm doing. And this is how you add value, okay? Again, keep thinking about how you're making your boss's life easier. How are you making your colleague's life easier? How are you making your own life easier? All of this is really good work done. I'm saying that because, it's an easy way to say that. But you might be doing much more than making life easier. You might be improving, I don't know, time efficiency. You might be improving on human resources, you know, how you handle hiring, how you handle teams working together, anything that you're working with, anything, just bring value to it, okay? Share it, make it shine. How do you want to show up for life? Like I said, how do you want to show up for work? You know, if you are hardworking, does that mean that you need to look run down when you walk into work? No, it doesn't. Maybe you're very you're very hardworking, but you're also very diligent. So dress diligently, you know, dress in an elegant, tidy, composed way that makes you look very professional, and not necessarily just running around like, oh my God, I didn't have time because of this and this and this. Because do you really want to show up like that? You know, take 5 minutes a day. How do I want to show up today? And then go and do it. So let's dive in. First and foremost, I was just saying, how do you want to show up for life? Okay? So I want to show up like a person that is light, that is approachable, and that is very, very human. You know, this is a way I like to show up. So for example, when I was working on this video, I made sure that there's lightness around me, that there's brightness around me, that I don't look stuck up. You know, I could have worn like a really tight jacket or some sort of like fancy something, and it's just not me. You know, this is me. I like to be approachable. I like people to think that they can ring me up and ask me anything, because that's the kind of person that I am. And I take the time to think about how I want to show up. And hopefully it works, you know. But if we don't take that time, then it doesn't happen. So that's just like a little example. There's another part of it. One is the looks, the how we talk, the how we express ourselves, okay? Because that's very important as well. Which kind of vocabulary do I use? Which kind of sentences do I use? And then there's another part that is not so obvious, which is the energy, okay? So if I want to be a light and bright person, I can't be talking like this and, you know, like blah, blah, blah. Like, this is super silly and exaggeration. But you get my point, right? Like, I like to be silly around these things because it makes it very, very clear. If I'm speaking like this, it's very different from me speaking like this. It's just obvious, all right? So this is the other part. It's how we talk, it's how we dress, it's how we act, and it's how we behave and move almost. So on this last bit, sometimes it's harder for us to manage that, right? Like maybe I am having like a really tough day, and maybe I really, you know, like part of me wants the world to know that I'm angry and I'm having a bad day. And this is where the self-management and the circle of influence comes in place, because if I'm walking into the office in a really low mood, really like kind of angry at the world because I'm going to have this finance meeting that I really don't want to have because they're going to ask me to cut down in blah, 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 and, you know, I'm already in a bad mood, that meeting is not going to go really well, you know? Somehow I'm going to come in a bad phase, in a bad tone, like it's just not going to go down well. But if I'm ready for that meeting, if I'm preparing for that meeting, and I think to myself, okay, this is a tough one. This is one that annoys me half the time. But what's the good from it? You know, what good is it going to come from it? How can I turn this negative into an opportunity, this challenge into an opportunity? Hang on to that opportunity. Maybe, you know, you get to show that you've taken the numbers down and then you've been more efficient in your whatever you're managing than last semester or last quarter or whatever you work on. And that could be a positive, that could be a way to shine. Now, even like that, again, there's your energy. So, here's what I want you to do, very, very important. Have some room around you, okay? If you don't, maybe move the laptop around, pause it for a second. We're here, we're not going anywhere. Getting ready to do some work, as you can see. And I want you to have some room around. And I want you to start moving. And literally just start moving. So maybe don't do this if you're in front of people, because it can get a little bit quirky and it can get a little bit weird. But movement is the absolute best thing to do when you want to let go of things. When you're feeling angry and you're like, I really don't want to feel angry. So spit it out, move your hands up in the air, down in the earth, like shake it off. Shake it off. If you can shake, shake. If you can jump, jump. And a very simple way I love to absolutely raise your energy is you take your hands down the ground and bring them all the way up. And again. And you can accompany it with your breathing. And it just feels absolutely fantastic. It just switches your energy. It boosts your energy in such a way, and it's very easy. I'm doing this sitting down here, otherwise I lose my frame and you're going to see my belly and on my face. But it's very easy, and if you can jump, if you can move around, kick your feet, anything that you can do, shake your body, like any way you can, just move and move and move, because it's so healthy and it's so helpful in just getting rid of bad energy and boosting your positive energy. So this is my tip number 1. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a very simple one, but it works. And in the office, you can even do this in the bathroom. If you're getting ready for a meeting and it's coming up and you're like, oh my God, this is going to happen, and oh my God, this person always hates me, go into the bathroom and do like a few ways like this, and like this. And the stress just goes up, out, out and up and everywhere in the air, but not inside you, which is where you don't want it, okay? All right, I'm getting discomposed here. So this was my tip number 1. And I hope you took my advice and you did do the jumping and you did do the hopping around and raising your hands and everything. And you should feel pretty light now. And this is exactly the mood that I want you in for our second exercise. I want you to write down all the amazing things that have happened to you in the last year. I know it's been a tough year. I know a lot of bad things have happened, but I want you to concentrate on the good ones. Think about 30, 40, however many you can, okay? And it might be, I had breakfast with my partner on Sunday on our terrace, or maybe we got to go out, after being, the first time that you went out after isolation. Anything, anything that you've gone through and it's been like a spark of light in your life, write it down right now. I want you to try and do that as well with your work space, with your work life, because I'm sure there's been positive things as well about work. Maybe, there was a day where your boss told you, this is happening and it's really tough, but I'm really happy that you're here next to me to help me keep the storm. Like anything. There might have been maybe lesser things, but think about still 20, 30 things that have made you happy about work this past year. Maybe it was self-recognition. Maybe, you had to deal with really tough situations and you did a good job. And that's something to celebrate, okay? That's something to celebrate. So write them down as well. Take your time. I'll see you in a minute. All right, how are you feeling now? Probably a little bit more settled in your energy, but hopefully that positive vibes that we created in 20-30 seconds have really helped you through the second exercise, which is about capturing that lightness, that happiness, those good happy moments. So now that you've got your 2 lists, you've got your happy list on your happy moments in life and you've got your happy work moments, I want you to really keep them very, very safe and possibly very at hand. And you might even want to pick a couple of situations where you've got maybe a picture or maybe a token, or maybe something happened, or maybe you drew something, or maybe you sketched something, or maybe you created, I don't know, something. A lot of people have become creative this year. And, take that and keep it near you. Like, keep it as a daily reminder that you are good at what you do and that you have a happy life. You have a life filled with happy moments that sometimes, all too often, we tend to forget, because especially, like I said, in the last year, they've been clouded with so much negativity and tough things that have been happening. But we need to put attention, we need to give space to those happy moments, because they have happened as well, you know? They have happened. I'm sure of that. So I hope you've got a beautiful list for each. I hope the work list will really help you as well in what we're talking about, giving value to your work, in recognizing your work, and continuing to shine at what you do, which I'm sure you're doing great already. Now you might be thinking, okay, this is all well and good, but how do I do those things at work, the jumping around? Maybe, you know, the list is at home and, you know, I'm having a tough day, and or even the list is not working, you know, like I'm having a tough day and look at the list and just, I don't trust it anymore, like I don't believe it, or it just doesn't have like a big effect. And it happens, you know, and that's why I really wanted to teach you this third exercise, which is the circle of excellence. The circle of excellence is also a very powerful coaching tool that we use to create those happy moments, to create those happy thoughts and happy feelings, and recreate, more than create, actually recreate them in some situation where we need them. When we need that little boost, we sort of take that and bring back our happy moments. All right. So for this exercise, again, I'm going to ask you to have a little bit of space around you, because you'll need to move. Just make sure that you hear me well, that you see me a little bit. And actually, you'll be with your eyes closed, so you might not see me, and that's absolutely okay. And I want you to first of all stand up. I presume you're sitting down, so stand up, have that about 1 meter around you, that you can move without kicking anything. Just make sure you're safe. No one's going to disrupt you. You can have the next 20 minutes for yourself to do this. So as you're standing there with deep, deep breaths, just let everything go. Close your eyes. Allow yourself to settle into the body. Allow your shoulders to go down a little. Just relax. Feel your belly fill in with air and empty it completely with every exhale. Good. Fantastic. So as you're standing here right now with your eyes closed, simply breathing, nothing to worry about, I want you to remember a really happy, blissful moment that you've had in your life. Might have happened recently, might have happened a while ago. Just allow your mind to bring it to you. No need to think hard. You know it exactly. And I want you to imagine there's maybe like a circle in front of you, maybe like a bubble, like a space in front of you where this memory is being played as a movie. And I want you to allow your mind to bring back all the details from that memory. All the happiness, all the blissfulness, and also maybe the laughter around you, maybe the voices around you, maybe the quietness around you, whatever it was, whatever the sound or no sound was of that moment. I want you to allow that memory to continue to play right in front of you as it becomes clearer and clearer, as the details get crispier. And when you can see it almost as being real, I want you to take a step forward and jump into it, as if you were bringing yourself back in time. There you go. Allow yourself to have those feelings grow inside of you. The feeling of happiness, the feeling of bliss. Allow yourself to feel the people around you, the reactions in your body, the thoughts in your mind. Maybe there was smell. Maybe there was a particular temperature. Maybe it was a particular time of the year and the light is warmer. Allow all the details to come back to you. And as this experience grows inside of you, and those feelings of happiness and blissfulness continue to expand and take over your body, I want you to allow this to happen, to bring back all those greatness and grateful moments, and all these amazing positive feelings about yourself, about your life, about everything that's going on. And when you feel at the peak of it, I want you to clench your left fist twice. Click, click. Amazing. Allow the memory to continue. And as you're ready, step forward and open your eyes. Good. How was that? Come back to the camera. I really wish I could see you right now. It's great to see people when they go through this exercise and how their image, how their body language changes, their face changes, and I'm sure it changed for you as well. Now we're going to do this 3 more times and we're going to speed up the process a little bit, okay? But first, as we've learned already, we're going to shake, shake, shake. It's a very important part of the technique and I do need you to do this, okay? So shake around, maybe could do a couple of jumps, something that just kind of clears the energy. And we're going to go back to the spot where you were before. Position yourself, close your eyes. 2 deep, deep breaths. And again, envision the memory right in front of you. Allow it to become clearer. And once it starts to draw you in, just take a step in. Walk into the memory and allow again all the feelings to come back to you. All the happiness, all the blissfulness. Allow your body to feel it all again. And when you're at your peak, clench your left fist twice. Click, click. When you're ready, open your eyes, step into the front. Great, amazing. Shake, shake, shake. You're gonna get into the rhythm of this. All right, 2 more times. Got it? Back into position. Make sure you do the shake, otherwise it doesn't work. Go back into position. Close your eyes. Visualize the memory. Once it's ready, step into it. Allow the happiness and blissfulness to invade your body. When it's at the peak, clench your left fist twice. Click, click. Open your eyes and walk out. Fab. All right, one last time. This time I'm barely going to speak, okay? You're almost going to do it as if you were taking a step, okay? So do you shake, shake, shake. Go back into position. Close your eyes. Watch the memory. Step in. Feel the happy feelings. Clench your fist. Click, click. Open your eyes and walk in. Walk out. Amazing. All right. How did that go? How did that feel? You should have gone through the process. You can do it a couple more times if you need to. But at one point, the idea is that you'll be able to do this with your eyes open. And this is where it gets really, really interesting. And this is how you test this as well, by the way. So now that you've done all of this, do a couple more shakes, go around, maybe go and even get yourself a glass of water. You've deserved it. And come back. And what I want you to do is test it out, okay? So now, without closing your eyes, without doing anything, simply imagine yourself walking, and then you just take that one step and clench your fist twice and see what happens, all right? Ideally, if we've done a good job, all these positive and blissful feelings that we've built into this memory, into this anchor, they will all come back, all right? This is a fantastic way to do the feel good and empowerment in the office maybe, or sometimes you might be stuck in a conference call and you can't be walking around doing crazy things, but you can still do the fist, or you can still do that little step and it will still work, okay? And if it stops working, you can do the exercise again, maybe pick a different memory that is more powerful. Play with it. Like I said, it's important to have fun with these things. I really, really hope this is helpful for you, that it will be a great tool to help you be your best absolute self at work and shine like you can. And I'll see you in our next video. And again, if you'd like to see more, hear more about what I do not hesitate to get in touch. And I do one-on-one coaching, and I'd love to continue to work with you.